I found the Passionate DJ podcast in 2015 while on my last deployment with the U.S. Air Force. I was excited to find a free resource that approached DJing as more of an art and a science versus mainly focusing on music and gear. Imagine my surprise when I learned that the show was headquartered in the same city where I was currently stationed, lovely Dayton, Ohio. Too good to be true. As I binge listened to the entire catalog, I began to develop a formula about how I was going to get involved with the show upon my return from overseas. I reached out to David when I returned to Ohio and essentially played the role of fanboy, and I ran into him whenever I could, just trying to support the local scene and maintain contact. During the spring of 2016, the stars aligned when Trip just happened to move next door to me, and Turlington Studios began hosting recording sessions for the Passionate DJ podcast. After a few guest appearances on the show, I was officially invited to become part of the team. Originally, I didn't know how I was going to contribute to the show, with David being the founder, Tony with his vast experience and knowledge of touring and the promotion scene, and lastly Trip, with his catalog of produced albums and experience being a touring DJ. Well, I felt pretty intimidated, and I wasn't sure how I was going to fit in. I finally found my niche in being our resident mobile DJ and being our community ambassador to Passionate DJ Nation. It was a space I was allowed to create within the team, and was thankful to David for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the show. Fast forward to the end of 2021 when David approached me with an idea he felt would expand the reach of Passionate DJ Nation. He asked if I could take on the podcast portion of the show. At first, I thought he was joking, but as he explained the future direction of the show, then I started to get a little nervous. This is an opportunity I humbly accept and do not take lightly. However, I cannot do this on my own, and nor should I. This is our show. It is our platform, and it exists for you, the listener and viewer. I'm asking for your assistance as the podcast portion of the show begins a new journey. Reach out. Let us know what's on your mind, what's relevant to your scene, and what show topics do you want to hear covered. Send in your thoughts, idea, or let's just chat. Let's get on a call and talk about what's on your mind. Tell us about the things going on in your scene. But most importantly, let's talk about how we can all continue to become better DJs through passion and purpose. I am Mo Dingo, and I approve this message. Love you guys. Wash your damn hands. I'm Mo, and I'm out.
Welcome to the Passionate DJ Podcast, where it's all about becoming a better DJ through passion and purpose. And now, your host, David Michael.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Passionate DJ Podcast, and for one more time, I'm your host, David Michael. Now, before you start to panic, let me explain what's going on and what's in store for the future of Passionate DJ. The first thing to understand is that we make many different kinds of content. So in addition to conversations and interviews on the podcast, we do a lot of video content. We create how-to videos, hardware reviews and unboxings, product demos, music performances, news clips and stories, and we've even gotten into throwing live events. I've also severely neglected the thing that got Passionate DJ this far in the first place, which is our online articles and guides. So, needless to say, it's a lot. As Passionate DJ's founder and primary creator, I found myself in a constant struggle to be doing all these things at once. And when you start stretching yourself this thin as a creator, you start to worry. Is the quality of all this content suffering because I can't give any one of them my full attention? What steps am I missing every single time I publish a piece of content just because I'm literally always in a rush to publish it? What happens if I can't focus on marketing the brand or, doing outreach or experimenting with new techniques? Or worst yet, what happens if it stops being fun? As I found myself in the middle of this crisis, I came to a crossroads. I decided that if I was going to keep spearheading both YouTube content and the podcast, I was going to do neither of them justice, and one of them might have to go. Many of you probably already noticed how much the pace of the show slowed down in 2021, and that's simply because I just couldn't make it happen. With Passionate DJ, I'm working more than full-time, often for free, and it's just too much. But then I had an epiphany. Mo Dingo is also a content creator. He's been working on video projects with me on the side for a while now, and he's a familiar and loved personality on the show already. And he's even been host of a completely separate podcast before. Suddenly I saw the answer right in front of me. It was clear as day. Mo Dingo should be the primary host of the podcast. That way the podcast can continue being what it was always meant to be and what established us as players in the podcasting space, which is a talk show for like-minded DJs and other lovers of music to come together, discuss the craft, gain inspiration, and of course become better DJs through passion and purpose. Now this would free me up to be able to focus on all the other exciting stuff that Passionate DJ has coming down the road without having to constantly be of two minds. And yet our original show gets to continue to shine. And I've got to say, this realization hit me like a ton of bricks. I honestly couldn't believe it took me this long to come up with the idea. Mo is a fantastic host with a great voice and is an all-around nice guy, as you all are already aware. And just to be clear, no, this doesn't mean that you won't hear from me on the podcast anymore. Just like with Tony and Trip and Mo before, we'll all be regular voices on the show, in addition to the YouTube channel and Twitch and everywhere else. So let me be very clear. This is not goodbye. It's just a shift in how our content gets structured and who's steering which ship. This is both mildly terrifying and extremely exciting for both Mo and myself, but I know that you, the true fans, or as Mo says, Passionate DJ Nation, will lock arms with us through this period of transition as we give PDJ every bit of full attention that it deserves. But before we move on, please do me a quick favor. Now, part of the process of focusing our content involves sort of separating it into different buckets, especially in regards to YouTube. Due to the way that the algorithm works, it's much better both for us and for you if we start to break our videos into different accounts. We recently did this with our performances channel, where you can listen to DJ mixes from our guests, and now we're going to do the same thing with the podcast. Now, this is literally a brand new YouTube channel that I created right as I was typing the script, so we don't qualify for a custom URL or anything yet. So the easiest thing to do right now is go to passionatedj.com/crossroads. That's the name of this episode, Crossroads, and I've set that up to point to that new channel. Even though we know that this is the right thing both from YouTube's perspective and for the general user experience, it still makes us nervous as hell to start a new channel from scratch. But we know you, Passionate DJ Nation, want every bit of our lovely content. So if you like watching video versions of our podcast, or if you just want to do us a solid and help us get started on this journey, please head on over to our new podcast channel and subscribe to it. If you want to get immediate notifications whenever Mo uploads a new episode, click that little bell and you'll get those too. This is not just something that YouTubers have to say. This would actually help us out tremendously, and we really would appreciate it. So once again, that's passionatedj.com/crossroads. All the full episodes will go there from now on, but of course we'll cut out some juicy clips and upload those to the main channel. And if you prefer listening to the audio version, you can still access that via your favorite podcast app on your phone, just the way you always have. So let me just say one last thing as we enter this new era for Passionate DJ and the podcast. I hope you'll forgive me for getting a little bit sappy, as I tend to on these year-end episodes, but I have the best damn team and the best damn audience that anyone could possibly ask for. I want to personally thank Tony and Trip for all their contributions in the last year, and honestly since the start of this project. Their unique insight has always and will continue to be extremely valuable to the podcast and to Passionate DJ. And of course, I want to profusely thank Mo Dingo for stepping up to the plate and helping us to figure out how to reach the next level. He truly has a good heart, the right mindset, and the passion that is needed to direct a show that literally has passion in the title. Now, as I said before, this isn't goodbye. We're all going to be around. I'm just excited to see where Mo can take this while giving it his full attention, and I'm sure you will be too. I love these guys. They're my brothers, and you all have become my family. So thank you so much for continuing to be a part of the Passionate DJ podcast. And whatever it takes, always remember to keep on spinning. Peace.